you've taken Algebra 1 before, you've seen the formula negative b over 2a. And just to recap what this formula does, if we have a parabola in the form ax squared plus bx plus c, we can use this formula to find the vertex, which is either the minimum or the maximum, the highest or the lowest point on this parabola. Okay? Now, I want to spend this video talking about how this formula came to be. Okay? So let's get rid of this, or why this formula works more so. And the first thing we need to understand is a little bit about the point of the vertex. Not sure why I drew it like this, but it'll be okay. It doesn't need to be great. Our vertex will be kind of down here. Now, what do we need to know as we approach the vertex? Well, as we approach the vertex, the slope on our graph becomes less and less. Okay, we can see that through these lines that I'm drawing to match the slope at a point, right? These are not the best lines, but they still get the point across, right? We can see how the slope, or the rate of change, as you know, slope, is decreasing, okay? And it's getting closer and closer and closer to 0. And at the point, now this is very important to know, at the point of the vertex, the slope is 0, okay? So at this vertex, we have a slope 0. So we have a straight line for our slope. So let's get rid of this. Now, the other thing we need to understand is what a derivative is. Now, that might sound scary at first, right? This is a calculus concept, but you don't need any calculus to really understand this. We'll use a little, but I'll explain the steps as we go. Now, a derivative is just the slope, or the rate of change of something, right? So, just a simple example just to start you off with. If we have y equals mx plus b, right? This is something you've seen a million times before, right? Now, what is the slope of this? Well, the slope is m, because m is the coefficient of x. Now, since m is the slope, m is also the derivative. So if we take d over dx, right? This is just the notation for taking the derivative of mx plus b, where m and b are constants. The derivative of this is just m. That's super simple, right? So don't be scared of this, right? This is something we can understand. Now, we need to understand one more formula. We don't need to understand it, but we just need to know. I'm not going to go too in depth of how this formula came to be. That's for a different video. Now, if we take the derivative, d over dx, of something in the form x squared, sorry, not x squared, x to the power of n, right? So we're doing it for any power, we're generalizing it. We'll end up with n, we bring down the power, right, times x to the n minus 1, okay? That's the formula here, and we're going to need to know that. So let's rewrite ax squared plus bx plus c. And we're going to take the derivative, or the slope of this function, right? D over dx, right? But how do we do this? Well, we can break it up into 3 parts. We can, or actually, we can even just break it up into 2 parts. We can break into ax squared and bx plus c. All right, so then this equals d over dx of ax squared plus the derivative dx of bx plus c. Okay? Now, this part's a little scary. This part, though, is not scary for us, right? So let's start with the scarier part. So we know this formula up here, and we have an x squared. So we're going to use this formula here. So we're going to end up with a times, well, x squared. We bring down the 2, because that's what the formula says, and we subtract 1. So we'll just get times a, look at a, times 2x, okay? A times 2x, then plus the derivative of this. Well, this is a linear function, just like we did before. And what do we know about linear functions? The slope, or the derivative, It's just this point, or this number, not point, number right here, the coefficient of the x. So it's going to be plus b. We can rearrange this a little to make this 2ax plus b. Now, we're trying to find the x-coordinate, because this is what the formula does, the x-coordinate of the vertex. Now this is the formula for the slope of of ax squared plus bx plus c. So, and we know the slope at the vertex is 0. So we're going to set this equal to 0 to find x. So we start with subtracting b. So we get 2ax equals negative b. Then we can divide both sides by 2a. And we get x equals negative b over 2a. And there is our formula. Now we understand why it works and how it came to be. Thank you for watching. Let me know if I said anything wrong or if you have anything additional to add. Have a great day.